Hi guys, just a quick look at the pros and cons of this, well sort of, yeah, pros and cons of the Icom IC-R75. Really is a good receiver. Nice low noise floor on it. Floor level noise is low. Nice AGC, really responsive AGC. You can set the AGC slow, fast or off. Nice RF gain, really nice RF gain the way it's done. On the squelch wheel as well, so it's dual, you can select that as well. How it works. Nice squelch, really nice squelch, the way you can squelch it, and after about there it starts becoming on show on the S meter, so you can put anything below 7, S7 doesn't get through. Nice VFO on it, very solid VFO. It is the same VFO as the IC-R7500, but it's it just feels steadier inside. I don't know if it's the same encode on the inside, but you know, it's really nice. Nice and sensitive, like I said, low noise floor. Nice FM. What was say one of the cons on it? Oh, sorry, I'll go through the pros first. So you get a good passband tuning is excellent on it. Twin passband tuning on certain filters only, filter settings only. Antenna select, you got a high impedance antenna 2 there, 500 ohm I think, and a 50 ohm on the standard. There's two spring loaded connectors for the antenna for a long wire, one to ground, one for the long wire I think, and then an SO239 for the 50 ohm input. Noise blanker's not bad on this. It's not as good as other Icoms, but it's not bad, it does help. Auto notch filter does actually work up to about 3 heterodynes or noises, I think 2 or 3, so it's pretty good at eliminating them. It's pretty decent actually as well. If we get to like 21, sure there's one around here. Now there's usually a noise. It's got a bloody bunch of Morse code on there, a bunch of CW on this morning. Normally there's a noise around here, just a constant noise. It's obviously disappeared. Anyway, so yeah, decent automatic notch filter, only when the DSP board's fitted, of course. Attenuator's really good, 20 dB attenuator, really strong attenuator. Just one position though, because you've got the RF gain really, so you don't need attenuator as such. Preamplifier, sorry. Preamplifier is really good on this, quite low noise. It really does help with weaker signals. And then of course the old noise reduction, which I've done a couple of videos on. 0 to 15, 0 is nothing, 15 is too much, but somewhere in between is quite nice, and that helps. There's a bit of a high cut on the lower levels, and a bit of a noise. It tries to get rid of noise. It does try quite nicely to get rid of noise. Tuning steps, excellent. Excellent. You can go to megahertz, you can go to kilohertz, or you hold that down and you got 100, 1 kilohertz, 5, 6.25, 9, 10, 12.5, 20, 25 and 100 kilohertz. I keep it on 1. If you go to that when the arrow's not on there, you tune in 10 hertz, sorry. If you hold that down, you actually tune in 1, you actually real-time tune in 1 hertz with a 1 hertz display as well. Very nice. Very nice tuning options on this, very smooth. It's also got half the turn ratio that the Icom 8500 has, so it's a nice slow turn ratio. On here I think you get 100 channels or something like that. Let's have a look. Instead of VFOs you get you get one P1 and P2 search from 2 when you do a search, and then you get 80 is it more? I think it's 99 to be honest. Might be 80, but I think it's 99 channels. It's because I've put in don't show empty channels, so I'm pretty sure it's 99 on here. I'll put some of my frequencies I normally listen to in. Let's have a quick look what's on. What I would say some of the cons on this radio are would be The filters aren't amazing. They're okay. The filtering system is confusing because there's 2 different filters. I know there's 2 different IF stages, but I'm not exactly sure, and I can't find much literature. I think you have to be a bit of a whiz on radios to understand what they mean. But they can, instead of giving you like one filter and just choose it, you actually set your filters up, which is obviously advanced if you want it, but not so good for beginners or intermediates like myself. So that's a bit of a con in my opinion. I don't like the filter system. The stock filters aren't amazing, but the noise reduction could have been better, could have been in the IF stage. Of course, you've got a dedicated audio board for the automatic notch filter and noise reduction, which is only in the AF, the audio section. The audio frequency section's got the DSP in it, so that's a bit bad of Icom not to put in. Bearing in mind this radio was probably mid-90s, I think, or early 90s. No, probably mid-90s, yeah, 96 to 2010 maybe, something like long run. Anyway, so it had a long enough run, it was late enough to have a decent DSP add-on. It was actually an add-on. I've done a video on me fitting this DSP board to this one, so it is an add-on, and in my opinion it's not amazing. It should have had a notch filter as standard, like an analog notch filter like this. Should have just had a normal notch filter. This is a really good notch filter, so why not? Icom's got the technology, and it should have had DSP in the actual IF section like normal DSP, but it hasn't. So that's obviously the filtering's just crystal filters in this, but it does a really good job, and that's only the real down points. The filtering system could be a bit more standardized, a bit simpler for me. Could just be me. The filters could be a little bit sharper in this. For me, they're a bit wide. You can put additional filters in, but there's not that many. They're not that abundant anymore, and they're not cheap either. So yeah. You can play around it. I suppose that's nice. But it's a real good sound. Speaker, that's a bit of a mediocre point to me. It's neither amazing or terrible. It's a bit small. It sounds good for the size of it. I'll give it full credit. It must only be about an inch, 2 inches, 50mm ish. Must be. It can't be any bigger really, unless it's pushed to the edges, which it won't be. So for a 2-inch driver, that's really good audio in my opinion. It might be circular. I think it's probably circular as well. It's almost square section. Real neat design as well. It's another pro on this. Very neat design, very nice looking radio in my opinion. I love the signal meter like this. Very good quality. I was thinking of trading it for a JRC 545 DSP, and then I thought to myself, well, those are much harder to get hold of the parts, because this is really easy to get hold of the parts and really easy to service. More service engineers in the UK on Icom. I've had good experiences with Icom as well. That's why all my radios on this bench here are Icoms. So quality's decent, but not as good as some of the earlier receivers in my opinion. Again, the keys are a little bit, a little bit key wobble to them and stuff, but it's not bad. These are a little bit sharp. If I was being very critical on the fingers, these are quite harsh as well. This has got it really nice rounded knobs on it, real comfortable. But that's very nitpicky of me to say that, I think. Power button, I'd prefer a physical switch like the rest of the other receiver. Again, I think they're trying to cut a bit of cost, plus this is more of a chip on a board system than these two were, because it's a little bit later in Icom's life of receivers. And that's it really. There's no I'll probably do a follow-up video, but yeah, really good radio. I do highly rate this radio, so if anyone's after a shortwave receiver that's not expensive, that's another good point. They're not particularly expensive compared to the other Icoms. That's good quality, looks nice, works well, a little bit moddable, sort of customizable with the filters, relatively easy to use with some very sort of basic DSP in the audio section. That basic but effective. Then this is probably a good radio for you. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.